It's your boy, Ed the Dread, a.k.a. Eddie Money Mouth. And you are tuned in to the Ed the Dread Show. Phew. Welcome back, peeps. Been a long time away. But we are back at it, unlike a crack addict, because they ain't smoking much crack out here. They smoking meth, dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess cocaine is hard to come by, and or ain't nobody ready to chef it up, or maybe just the CIA wasn't here to show everybody what the deal is. But we back nonetheless, yo. Yes, sir. Oh, so just like previous episodes, we're going to have some stand-up comedy. We're going to have a few different segments. We're going to have some athletic things going down. And to kick us off today, we are going to look at my first ever stand-up performance. Right, this was at a place in Bethesda, Maryland. I honestly can't even remember the name of the bar, but it was some hole-in-the-wall piece of shit bar that my friend told me about going to do a open mic for music, and then on the wall was an ad for open mic stand-up, and I was like, oh shit, let me get up in there. So, here it is, baby, Ed the Dread, my first ever stand-up.
The last comic of the night, I haven't seen him before. He said, hey, can I get on? I said, okay, sure, get on.
Yeah, that's right. I had to ask him if I could get on. I didn't know the rules.
All right, just wish me luck. Cool. All right, well, I hope I don't do what the old European lady did, because this is the first time I've ever stepped up in front of anybody, but I feel a little bit more comfortable now after hearing everybody else go. Now, I got
that European lady bomb.
Guys. I mean, I found out about this thing when I played the open mic last night. I came up with my guitar. I actually did a full Bush set, so Dave and I got something in common. I bombed it. Everybody hated it. It was great.
That guy played Bush.
Christmas tunes.
I don't think I actually played Bush.
So let's see. My first joke. My bank account. I didn't know if I could.
They like that one.
So I was preparing to back it up.
Not anymore though.
Where's Max? Because my bank account's 0, and his conglomerate of Jewish friends is probably topping me a lot, very hot. All right. Well, my name's Ed the Dread. I'm not from Bethesda, but I grew up in Olney. I'm 33.
Hotel
I'm a professional
represent.
skimboarder. I work part-time at an organic grocery store, and I live in my parents' basement. Thank you. I was hoping to get some laughs on that one.
I don't think that was even a joke. I was just telling them about myself.
So yeah, I'm a skimboarder. It's tough to do in the winter, so I'm not doing it right now, but I'm trying to skate, but that's also tough when it's freezing and snowing, so I'm not really doing much but hanging out in the basement. Now I'm making jokes, so this is pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, I also wanted to do this without a piece of paper. I just want to test myself.
Blowing it.
I'm going for it, y'all. It's like baptism by fire, as they say. So yeah, I was talking about my bank account, but I actually hate banks. I consider myself like a fair weather banker. If the waves are up somewhere and the weather's fair, I'll put some money in my one bank account and buy a ticket and get the hell out of here. Come back whenever the hell I feel like it. But I can't stand banks.
We did improve on that.
They're like abandoned existence. They steal your money. You used to do stuff like fracking and cutting tops off mountains. And like I didn't know what to expect with that one. That's good. I'm glad you laughed, but it sucks actually for the environment. We're like on the endangered species list now. Thank you, bankers and suits. We're right around you guys here in Bethesda. There are some suits in Balmer too, so I've seen them up there.
Shout out to that first homie
I was going to tell a joke about
that bombed.
Donald Trump in the wall, but that dude already did it, so. What I will say is I agree with him on the point, well, he's not even here, so fuck it. Alright, so hypothetical Asian dude that was here before, I agree with you, sir. A wall will not deter anything. I live with my dad, and he has bird feeders in the backyard. He loves these birds, man, and it's his environment, so like I'm not gonna hate on him. He owns the backyard. He pays the rent, he does all the stuff, and he puts up all sorts of stuff to deter squirrels from eating his birdseed, but I tell you, it doesn't work. He's put up like metal, he's got a pole now, he has a rake leaned up against the side, and these things just jump from the fence, do whatever it takes. So if a squirrel can do it, humans are definitely going to make it. Now, I said I'm a skimboarder.
Was
I
that
don't
a
know if you guys know
punchline?
what that is. It's kind of like surfing, but you start from the beach. You like run, drop, slide the board out. I'm biracial as well. My dad's white, so I was able to learn all this stuff when he took me to the beach. Yeah.
Pretty
So I
good.
was also able, I played soccer professionally, and I was able to travel quite a bit. So I've been to like a lot of different places. I've been to Italy, Germany. I've been fortunate enough to be like up and down both coasts in America. I've been to Mexico. I've been to exotic places, Southeast. That place is pretty cool. My dad took me to RFK one time for a soccer game. I got off the train, I started looking around and walking around like a kid would do, you know? And he's like, hey, get the hell over here, man. This guy's about to pick you up, sell you for some drugs or some guns or something. And I was like, shit, this city is crazy, man. I've also been to Northwest. Like, my dad worked at the Washington Post before that plant closed, and then he moved to College Park, and then that plant closed. Luckily, he retired and got a buyout before everything went to the internet. So I don't know, print doesn't really work anymore, but I spent a little bit of time in Northwest. It was fun. We got off at Union Station one time, walked a few blocks down toward like Pennsylvania Avenue, the same thing. He was like, yo, get over here. Don't go too close. Those politicians are gonna try to suck you in and sell you for a number line at that hotel, the Willard right there. And you know, I didn't get it at the time, but shit, that's where the lobby started, so they wanted it. I'm a vegan. It took about 10 years to make it to this point. I would suggest if anybody tries, just cut a little bit out at a time, because just going straight into it's going to be really, really trying. But
Probably should pause and let the homies clap a little bit, you know? Fucking worst stage presence you ever seen in your life.
you know, as far as like eggs go, those are chickens, period. So I don't understand why people eat those. Milk, you know, it's crazy. The people at the Willard got milk on your high to-do list. I don't know. I feel like the only milk you should drink is from a female human's bosom. I don't really recall what it tastes like, but I've had some conversations in like, you know, table-like settings with my friends, drinking, doing whatever we partake in medically. And we end up in conversations about stuff like that, and we're like, dude, what about breast milk? So we're trying to find out what it tastes like. And it's 2017 at this point, but it was probably about 2015 at that point. So we're like, even at that time, you don't go look in books. I mean, I love books, but I know that if you want to hide something from a young person, you put it in the middle of a book, because they're never going to open it. But if you want them to know it all, you put it on Instagram, because they're on that all damn day. So like, we're trying to figure this out. What does breast milk taste like? So where do we go? Where do you go when you want to find the answer out? Google, right? So we Google that, we pull it out, hit the Safari up, put in like, what does breast milk taste like? And it's like, I don't remember specifically, but it was something like Frosted Flakes, go into, you know, put in the milk, eat the bowl of cereal, leave the milk in there, and take that like nice, delicious substance, nuke that in the microwave for like 13 seconds, put like 1 drop of ice in there, swirl it around, and then there you go, like the magical taste that is breast milk. I like asked my dad one time, because I hang out with him a lot, and he's like, yeah man, breast milk tastes gooder. And I'm like, that's a great adjective. So then I get to thinking about the future of breast milk. And I'm a coach in all the sports that I played. So I coach soccer, I coach surfing and stuff. And I'm like, I got my team out on the field, you know, the Wizards. We're out there playing. It's 3-0 at halftime. For those of you that don't know anything about soccer, nil is the old English word for 0. So it's 3-0.
0.
Right? I'm trying to give these dudes a speech. Like, one of the moms comes over. Johnny's
No patience.
Comes over, got the orange slices. We're like, yes, Johnny's mom's sick. Another mom comes over, she's got apple slices. It's Felipe's mom. She got manzanas, brought them over. It was dope. Thank you. Timmy's mom comes over. She's got these like bottles. She's handing them to the kids, and I'm like, all right, it's whatever. You know, I drink like like a turmeric shot, protein, some weird shit. So I'm like, whatever. The kids can drink it. They chug them, not paying any attention to me. Run out on the field. I'm like, damn, I didn't even finish the speech. So like, as the game goes on, I don't say a word, dude. I just let the game happen. All right. Game happens. They come back off the field. I'm like, shit, we won 7-3. Like, stoked. How are you guys feeling? They're like, dude, I'm jacked up. What's up, coach? What the hell's going on? What's going on? I'm like, damn, shit, Jimmy, what's your mom putting this? She's like, I don't know. So all the kids leave. I go over, talk to Jimmy's mom. I'm like, Jimmy's mom, what the hell was in the drink? She's like, you know, it's my breast milk. I'm like, oh shit, that's genius. So then I'm like, you know, I always thought, like, what the hell was really in that bottle in Space Jam? Because there was no way it was water. Visual imaging back then. Breast milk turned into water. So I also coach surfing. It's very tough to surf, especially on the East Coast. You gotta wear a wetsuit. It's very trying. You gotta paddle out there, get over the wave, sit, wait for a wave, then paddle, catch the wave, stand up, do what you do. Then once the wave's broken and you're all done, then you gotta get back out there. So I'm coaching Johnny in that, man. I'm like, yo, Johnny, man, session's over. Let's go up to the beach, dude. You tired under the tent over here? I got some Gatorade, I got some water, whatever you need, dude. Whatever you need, brother. And he's like, man, I'm cool. I'm like, but aren't you thirsty? He's like, yeah, I'm thirsty. He's like, I'm gonna go over there real quick. I'm like, all right, awesome. So I'm like sitting in the tent having a Gatorade, and all of a sudden shit looks like Jaws. People are like, oh shit, like running off the beach.
Not Jaws, Maui.
Right? I look down to the south end, and there's Timmy, standing there sucking on his mom's bosom, right on the beach. I'm just like, damn, this is crazy. But all right, whatever. Like the kicker was like, Johnny's 17. All right, well, I'm at the dread. That's my time. Thank you, guys.
All right, that wasn't so bad. Kind of fucking painful to watch yourself just bumble over stuff. You know, I don't feel like I had any patience. I mean, it was my first stand-up to ever be done, so, you know, we'll give myself a little leeway on that. But there are times when homies were laughing, and I just kept talking. Didn't even let them laugh a little bit. Let the air, you know what I'm saying? Looking back on it, I could probably take all of those, redo them, and maybe just cut a little bit of that fucking stale bullshit in between, because it's a lot of staleness. But all in all, I thought it was pretty sick. You know, for the first time, and not having a piece of paper and just getting up in front of a bunch of fucking suits out in Bethesda, if you know anything about Bethesda, Maryland, and looking at what I had on, which I still have both of those, that shirt and pants. Fucking, maybe I'll wear that next episode. Oh, fuck. But yeah, a few things to improve on, but like I said, I thought it was pretty decent. I got a few laughs on the first ever try. Pfft, comedy. Who would have thunk? Next up, another thing that I used to shoot just driving around in a Buick Rendezvous that I own with a GoPro Hero 3 camera was story times. So we're gonna watch a story time that I talked about surfing about 2 weeks ago. Shout out to my man, the Young Legends, all right? The Loyal Boys, right? You Loyal Kings, we should say. Dylan, Rex, Aiden, Huey, right? We were talking about my first relationship, the first person I was ever in love with, and how me and this girl broke up. So, that is one for the ages. And we will watch that story time right now. Yes, sir.
Here's another story time.
Oh, here it is.
Today, we're gonna call this one Story Time. I got dumped by my first love via email.
No.
Wow. Cold-blooded. Oh man, just the other day I was having a conversation with a guy that's my age, 35, you know, us old heads or whatever.
6 years ago.
Talking about how it was when we were kids. He had to like call someone on a phone and go, hey, I even had a rotary phone growing up. You know, the hey, is Johnny or Pa'ani home? No. Okay, guess I'll go find him. And that was it. Then you went and found him. Crazy. Cell phones were just happening when I was in high school.
Hey, that's the Drake fucking logo.
Two-way pagers were big. That was like text message before text message was involved with a cell phone. That's real.
Two-way pagers.
Hey, and there's a cell phone that I just activated today. Ta-da! So anyway, getting back to the story. I was about 15 in 10th grade when my parents got a computer and hooked us up to the internet. Woo! Back when it was dial-up.
I don't know, was I 15?
America Online, your gateway to the future. I don't know if that was their slogan, but if that was, it would have been pretty good for them back then. But anyway, it made a crazy sound when you logged on. You dial a phone number. So I was talking to kids about this too, so they didn't even know about this. back in the day, the internet, what happened was your computer was connected to a phone line, and then your internet service provider would call a number on the phone line. So we'd pick up the phone, and then it would just sound like two aliens making babies. Actually, I'll just play it for you.
You hear that? That's too. Actually sounds like the Matrix.
Amazing that the internet
And then you'd be online.
allows you to go back and play what the internet used to be like.
That's kind of cool.
So anyway, I get the internet and my first serious girlfriend at the same time. Whew, crazy. So, you know, she played soccer, she had a car, she could drive, she was 18, I was 15, it was like super cool, but I was also just super stoked because she played soccer and like whatever. So, you know, I'm all in love with this girl. We end up making whoopee or whatever, and I'm real in love with this girl.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm only 15 and have no clue what's going on. I just got a lot of emotions happening, and I'm really in love with this girl.
Trophus.
And then, the craziness hits, where I actually went through, and this happened numerous times in my life, which, you know, I've had a number of time to
Still healing from it.
sit back and reflect on, but I dealt with dating a woman whose parents were racist. So her parents were so racist, it was crazy. I used to have to hide in the trunk of the car to go into the house, like if her brother was home.
Yeah, crazy.
A neighbor was, I don't know. A few times I had to run out the back before the parents realized I was there.
Like a movie.
One crazy time, I had to hide under the bed, which, you know, I don't know what kind of reverse psychology we were thinking, but the brother comes home from school and he's younger, he'll tell for sure. So knowing that he would go everywhere but his own room, I hid under the bed in his room, which worked out crazily. But anyway, yeah. So I dealt with that, which in reality, in retrospect, as a fetus, I dealt with my parents being a biracial couple in the 80s in DC, and neither of my grandparents wanting me to even happen. So, woo! It was like ingrained in my DNA almost. Nuts.
Dang.
But anyway, so I dealt with this woman's racist parents and all this stuff, and, you know, feeling the whole emotions of being in love and, ooh, all that stuff that happens to you when you're young and you think you know what you got going on. But anyway,
But you don't.
So this one day, I come home, or not home, I get to school.
Oh,
And
there it is. Magufa.
usually what had happened, usually she would pick me up, and my friend and I and her sister would all ride to school together. But like, it just so happened that maybe this week, I don't know the circumstance, but
Maybe
she
we
didn't pick
broke
me up
up,
for school,
or
right?
we were
So I go
breaking
to
up.
school, and usually, as high schoolers do, they got a cool area that they hang out in, or just the spot they want to chill, whatever, marking their territory. I know how it is. So I go over to the lockers where we chill. My homegirl ain't there. This is strange. I'm pretty sure no one even had anything to say about it either. So, you know, I go about my day, and then I see her, and she's all like, yeah, you know, I wrote you an email or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that's like what it was all like. And, you know, I was naive. I didn't even realize anything was happening. I was just
wrote me
like,
an
all right,
email.
cool, yeah, click it, whatever. So I
Fucking
go home,
whatever.
and I sign on to America Online.
Oh, here we go.
your gateway to the internet future.
Yes, sir.
You've got mail. And then I open an email from said homegirl. Oh, also, you could make a screen name, right? And screen names are a cool thing. And you know, because I'm biracial and my mom's black, my dad's
It's like
white,
your handle.
I
It's like your
ended
at.
up making my screen name Oreo Eddie. Thought it was the most clever stuff to go down ever back then. But yeah, whatever. It was cool. Anyway, so I log on, Oreo Eddie. Ooh, you've got mail. Open up the mail.
Uh-oh.
Long story about her dad finding out that we were dating, and then we were no longer dating. And that was that. Would have been super cool if she would have just told me face to face. That would have been sick.
That was that,
But
dude.
that's how it goes. So that actually is probably like the lead-in to how impersonal things have gotten nowadays. You know, people don't even want to talk to each other. They'd rather text. You know, if you just don't want to talk to somebody, you just ignore them, ignore your calls, ignore your voicemail, ignore your text message, ignore everything.
We got the
I don't
ignore
know.
syndrome.
I mean,
going
unless
on.
you just go hang out in the jungle, you never got service. So sometimes that happens to you in your life. But regardless, that's like the first step of impersonalization to me. And I got truly impersonalized by my first love, man. And then I was all sad and crying, like punching holes in my wall and doing all this stuff. And my dad's all like, hey man, look, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And I'm like, shut up, Dad, I hate you. Oh, you've never been through anything like that. Although he was a grown man with a son, 2 sons, and he had been through plenty like that. But what he was saying was true. You know, it's
Choke
just people
fish
kind of
out there,
put it
bro.
in catchy phrases because it's easy to say like that than it probably is to like explain. So the reality of life is that you could probably fall in love and have a happy family with like 1,000+ people on the planet. You know, like that's the reality of it. Like in a 50-mile region, you know, there might be a slimmer number, but like there's a number of people that you could be completely happy with. You could inspire each other and you could live a great life together. So with that said, you know, if a relationship ends, which has happened to me at least 5 times, maybe more, where I've been all busted up, crying, couldn't eat, couldn't do anything, and you know, it was like the world was ending to me at that time. But in retrospect, you know, life
Maybe
goes
not in
on.
Mom,
There are
30
a number of people you could be happy with, but the most important is to just be happy with yourself. You know, love yourself. Be in tune with yourself. You know, be in tune with your intuition. Practice something and get good at it. Have a few things that you like to do, and then maybe that will bring a person around you that, you know, could help you thrive in the things that you do, and you both could push each other to become better people.
Yeah.
But you'd always want to have a love for yourself and a respect for yourself before you go loving and respecting and having somebody complete you or someone that makes you better. Okay? Words of wisdom from Ed the Dread. Don't worry about it. I got dumped via email by my first love. That's all good. I'm here now, baby.
Yes, you know the deal, baby boo. Dumped by my first love via email. Oh, that's funny. Just to hear the story, dude. God, you know, in that moment, you're so hurt. You think the world is ending. And that was kind of part of the, you know, my loyal kings. He's like, yo, you guys are dating this girl that, you know, you're pretty young. You think you're going to be with her forever. And plenty of us have thought that for a long time. Okay, although I will give them that they live in a different scenario out here on Maui, where there is not as much variety as we had. Like I was like 1 million people in my county. There's like not even 500,000 living on this island. So you may just find that person and rock with them for the rest of eternity right now. Don't matter, whatever's. Yes, but that was story time. Both of those 2 things you could find through the links that popped up during their playing, because those are previous videos that I just took and threw back in the Ed the Dread show because I feel like it, baby. Now, next up, what I'm gonna do is something that a shaper friend of mine, Matt Kinoshita, the owner of Kazuma Surfboards. He mentioned this when we were talking about video at the Pohai Na Keikinalu contest, the Gathering of the Surf Kids contest. That's the last weekend, or the weekend after the last day of school, over at Launiopoko Beach Park. And he was saying, you know, he wishes that it went back to the days where people just put out raw footage. right? And it wasn't like all this doctored up. Yo, I made an edit. I put only the best clips. I put only, you know, what I want people to see. I might have even cut the thing before the fall happened to make it look better. And what I generally do, because I just film myself with a camera that is rolling the whole time, I make what I call soft edit before the long edit. So I just take that, sometimes it's 2 hours of footage, and chop only the ridden waves out of it, you know? Or I take that 25 minutes of skating and take only the tries and not all the roll arounds and roll ups. Okay, so what we're gonna do is look at one raw short edit or soft edit of surf, skim, and skate of mine from recent. Actually, the skating is from a long time ago. It's the first Nollie 50-50 I ever stuck over at Pukalani Skate Park. It was a mess over there. A whole lot of people you had to weave through, but I got it after about 10 minutes, I believe. And then we will look at some surfing and some skimming. Surfing coming from the Waiside, baby. And skimboarding coming from Ma'alaya, Haycraft, the park of all parks. Oh. Nope. Oh. Yeah, see I didn't even take that one. Shout out to Steve. Steve hates skateboarding. Skate Ninja or whatever, who's always critiquing other people skateboarding. Because generally speaking, what he looks at nowadays, someone would let that go in their video. They'd be like, yeah, that was a make, and just fucking keep it moving. But that was sloppy and disgusting, so I went back a lot more times. Just not popping. Oh, close. No speed either. So this, I'm wearing half cabs. This is from like years ago, bro. My hair's really long. Literally not popping. It's funny to look back on it. Oh, yeah, because... yeah, kind of tic-tacked out of it, but we taking it, right? It's funny to look back on that because I was skating so slow right there. That's crazy. Now I got a box and a rail, those same heights in my driveway, so I definitely go faster at a box now. On certain things, I go faster at a rail. I know speed's your friend, but it's a whole thing. Trying to get over that, going fast at a fucking metal object, and you're gonna hit the cement. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why skateboarding's gnarly. Okay? Shout out Jake Phelps, fucking old school thrasher. Throw that money down for people fucking hucking themselves and committing hard, baby. Yeah. Right. Next up, we'll look at some skim. Like I said, this is local park, undisclosed location. Just kidding. It's Ma'alaya Haycraft Park. I don't give a shit to tell you because not many people like skimming it because it's really rocky, but it's the closest beach that got waves to where I live. So it's where I generally go if I just need to skim in the morning before I go to work, or I need to get a session in before I come home after work, because you can't get better without the reps, baby. So you guys just keep the reps going. So here we go. This is from, I don't know, March or something, Haycraft Park. Wow, a very non-windy day. This is like not a thing that happens a lot over there. Yeah, barely any waves, just getting out there, like I said, just getting out there practicing something. A little front 180 air, feet not really stuck to the board, but landing it, whatevs. Half a big spin. What's that, a mini spin? Oh, let me just lay into that freaking shinner. Look at that. Well, at least I'm throwing down some trays, you know. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was a little better front 180. That one actually stuck to the feet. Like it. Another back tray. I think I'm just going back and forth, just whatever, back and forth, you know. Watch out, I know there's reef under there. That's the danger zone. Shout out to Exile for having the freaking GOAT construction, because I've definitely run over a lot of rocks and reef. And, you know, it's, you get the board to use them, so it's not a thing where I'm scared, but, you know, stoked that it, oh, almost got my feet taken up on me. Stoked that the board, it manages that. Go construction, baby. It's like space age or some shit, players. Shout out Timmy Gamboa. That's the Timmy Pro Model Medium. I got a XL on the way. The thing's like 53 inches. I feel like a little small, but you can pop shit like that. I mean, you know, the smaller board, the easier it is to pop stuff, and the tighter you can stay in the pocket. So on smaller ways, I mean, I'm kind of I'm torn in between, because, oh, front tray. Because, like, you know, if you want some float, you're not going to get much float without running your ass off with something small like that. But if you got the legs, you know what I'm saying? Peg leg it. Another front tray. Let's go. Actually, I'm feeling kind of good watching this. Let's go. Maybe I need to start working that tech into the maneuver. I mean, there's not even fucking waves here, so it's like, oh, there you go. Maybe like that. Shout out to Tammy. Body varial into a switch something. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Bop, got it. Front body varial. Ooh, backside slap. That's not a wrap, that's a slap. Front tray, almost fell down. Woo. Like a front body varial revert, switch freaking little fucking tail blaster. There you go. Front BV switch, backside wrap. I think I tried to grab rail on that one. As you can see, he's old, dog. Gotta limber them legs up a little. Oh, but hey, as you can see right there, baby, you can teach an old dog new tricks, man. I'm still in the game, so fucking watch it, dogs. I'm out here. Next contest, Outer Banks, July 27th, 28th, 29th. I'll see y'all fools up in there, dogs. Yee! Oh, last but certainly not least, we're gonna look at a spot in the Y side, undisclosed spot in the Y side. All right, undisclosed spot in the Y side. The boys, once they found out that I had a camera that I set up, they just jumped in front of it like this. Jean-Michel, yes. This another homie that be trimming cocos, putting it down the way. Shout out. Oh, yeah, that might be Uncle Mike. He just don't care. He don't even look, I don't think, sometimes. But, you know, it is what it is. We're all just out there having fun. I didn't do shit anyway, so what you gonna do? It's another one, okay? Taking off down the line. Not really connected with the turn. Okay. Little pump checks here. Come on. Come on. Hanging out in the foam. Okay, we'll take that turn. Probably put that front hand down a little bit more and guide me. Open those shoulders up, you know? Ooh, really working for this one. Yeah, that guy down the line was like, oh, I want it. But he didn't get it because I might have had to freaking slam my chin on that one. Thing didn't even really open up too good. Here we go. Down the line, waiting. It's another fucking mutant snap. Yeah, the snap kind of disgusting looking. And then just taken apart by the lip. Hey, dog, you know? Yeah, I critique people surfing on a microphone at contests, so I got to critique my own. That was kind of cool. In the pocket, little snap. Not vertical, but, you know, snap off the shoulder, almost like a like a cutback snap. Oh, can't keep your footing on the closeout. And that's it. Yoo-hoo! And that's all she wrote, baby. Welcome back to the Ed the Dread Show. You know, we're going to enlist some homies to be filmers and hit the streets, maybe make some shit happen at First Fridays, farm markets, get some street interviews and some things going on. But for right now, just getting back in the mode, we reviewing some of the old stuff. So that was your first episode back in the mix. Ed the Dread, Eddie Moneymouth here for the Ed the Dread Show. Click like, click subscribe, share with your homie if you care. Because I know you do inside there. And we going up there. Yes, I bless. Hui ho, kako.